Emeka stood at the edge of the busy Lagos market. He laughed when a passerby whispered a prayer. "Prayer is for the weak," he said, voice loud. Around him, hawkers called, children ran, and the sun burned bright. Emeka felt strong in his black shoes and clean shirt. He shook his head, mocking the old woman who blessed her yams. He trusted only what he could see. His heart felt steady, unshaken, but a chill wind brushed his ear. A distant whisper said, "Believe." Emeka turned, puzzled. His defiant laugh trembled. At boarding school in Ibadan, Emeka mocked chapel prayers. Sister Mary rose to speak of hope. He rolled his eyes. Other students bowed their heads, closed their eyes, and whispered, "Amen." Emeka tapped his desk, joining a group teasing prayer. "You think God hears your words?" he asked. They giggled. Late that night, Emeka crept past the windows to dare the chapel bell. He rang it once, twice. He laughed again as the echo faded into darkness. Then, behind him, came footsteps. A low voice whispered, "Why mock the call?" Emeka froze. In his village, his grandmother, Nneka, sat under the palm tree. She told stories of Ogbanje spirits and protective ancestors. Emeka snorted. "Old tales for children," he boasted. Nneka's dark eyes shone. She spoke of a spirit that punished the proud. Emeka laughed and stomped away, hands in pockets. The sky turned gray fast, though no cloud appeared. He felt raindrops on his face. He looked up, sun still high. Questions knit his brows, but he shook them off. He would not listen. He marched on the dusty road as wind whistled. One night, Emeka's dreams changed. He saw a tall figure in white holding a lantern. The figure spoke. "I am your choice." Emeka stood at a crossroads of fire and river. A voice thundered, "Pick faith or face the dark." He ran, heart pounding, and woke in sweat. At breakfast, classmates frowned as he jiggled his chair. He told them of the dream but laughed it off. They looked worried. Emeka stared at his empty glass of water. He found a drop of blood at the rim. He blamed sleep and gulped the rest. In Lagos, Emeka visited a bustling marketplace. Bright fabrics flew in the wind. He mocked a pastor praying for healing. The crowd hushed, leaning forward. Emeka shouted, "Show me the miracles." He stepped on broken glass to prove he did not bleed. Silence fell. He smiled, but his foot stung. No cut marked his skin. The pastor's eyes glowed. Emeka twisted away, heart racing. He hobbled to a stall, grabbed water, splashed it on his foot. The glass pierced his skin, then vanished. He dropped to one knee, eyes wide. The pastor whispered, "Truth will find you." Back at school, Emeka felt watched. In class, he saw shadows bend toward him. Sister Mary called on him. His name echoed in the silent hall. He stood, trembling. "Emeka," she said softly, "you have questions in your heart." He frowned and sat. That night, he saw his own reflection move without him. His switched head turned and winked. He jumped, spilling his lamp. Dark shapes wrapped around his ankles. He heard laughter, his laughter. He blinked, and the room was still. He gasped for air, clutching his chest. Emeka fled to his grandmother's hut in the village. Nneka welcomed him, calm as always. He poured out his fear, whispers, moving shadows, phantom laughter. She nodded. She lit kola nut and poured palm oil in a bowl. "Ancestor spirits speak through dreams," she said. "They try to guide or warn." Emeka scoffed, but his voice shook. She chanted softly, calling protective spirits. The oil glowed flickers of orange light, though fire was low. Emeka watched, breath caught. He looked away, then back. The oil formed a shape, a cross. He felt tears stinging his eyes. In Lagos streets, Emeka avoided prayer and church signs. He walked under neon lights, heart heavy. He saw a beggar woman praying at a shrine. Her voice rose in sweet song. Emeka stopped, stared. The song felt warm in his chest. He mocked it, but his voice cracked. He covered his face and ran. Behind him, the woman's song chased. He turned and saw her smile. Her eyes glowed. She whispered, "Faith lives in every heart, even yours." Emeka clenched his fists and stamped the ground. The song faded, but in his ears it continued. Emeka returned to school the next morning. He felt hollow. He entered the chapel and sat alone. His throat tightened. He stared at the cross above the altar. He remembered the whispers in his ear, "Believe." He closed his eyes and quietly said, "I do not want to." A distant thunder answered. Lightning flashed outside the stained glass. He opened his eyes, saw red and blue lights dancing across walls. His breath froze. He stood, ran to the door. Outside, the sky was calm, no storm, only silence greeted him. That night, Emeka's nightmares came back. He ran in his dream toward a house in flames. He heard cries. Through smoke, he saw faces of classmates begging. He raced in, heart pounding, but the door slammed. He flew backward. Flames swallowed the hallway. He screamed. Then God's voice spoke clear, "I see you." He woke with sweat and fear. He grabbed his Bible. He flipped through pages, trembling hands. He read Psalm words, hope, safe, light. Tears fell. He whispered, "I'm sorry." The room glowed a gentle white. He closed the book, eyes wet. The next day, Emeka offered to help at school chapel. He stood by the door, greeting students. His voice was soft and humble. Some students stared, surprised. Sister Mary smiled at him. Emeka bowed his head at prayer time. He felt warmth spread in his chest. He opened his eyes and saw no shadows. For a moment, he believed he was safe. Then a cold breeze brushed past. The lantern in the hallway flickered. Emeka froze. He heard a low growl behind the altar. He did not move. His own prayer hung on his lips. In the marketplace the next afternoon, Emeka saw the old woman who blessed her yams. She smiled, inviting him. He stepped forward. She held out a yam and whispered, "Faith is a gift and a test." Emeka shook his head but took the yam. As he held it, he felt a warmth travel up his arm. He dropped the yam. It rolled, cracking. Inside, a tiny light pulsed. Emeka gasped. He knelt to pick it up. The light vanished. He looked back. The woman was gone. He rose slowly, heart pounding, clutching empty space. Emeka knew he could not hide. He climbed the hill behind his village at sunset. He reached the old shrine. Moss covered the stones. He approached the altar, hands shaking. He called out, "If you are real, show me." The air stilled. The sky turned deep purple. A wind circled him. He saw a shape, tall, shining, neither man nor spirit. It spoke. Your pride was a shield, your doubt a prison. Emeka's legs wobbled. "I am sorry," he whispered. The shape leaned close and placed a hand on his shoulder. Emeka closed his eyes. A sudden flash of light blinded Emeka. He fell to his knees, breathing hard. The shape faded. In its place stood his ancestors, strong faces lined in history. They surrounded him like a circle of hope. Emeka felt tears flow. He bowed his head and opened his heart. A voice in his spirit said, "You are never lost." He wept, trembling as the air warmed. When he looked up, the ancestors were gone. The shrine was empty. The moon lit a clear path home. Emeka rose, heart changed, and he began to pray. When Emeka returned to Lagos, he carried peace in his eyes. He walked the busy market, head bowed in silent prayer. Some people heard his whisper and paused. He smiled, hands open. He no longer mocked or sneered. Children watched as he blessed them. The pastor nodded in welcome. Emeka raised his voice and prayed for all around him, for health, for hope, for faith. A gentle wind blew through the stalls. Emeka stood tall yet humble. He looked at the sky, lips moving in soft thanks. He understood now. Some truths live beyond sight, and faith had found him. Hope this story was interesting for you. Like this video. Subscribe to this channel and also tell me in comments section where you watched from. Thank you.